I'm going to stink.
I need a torch.
I'm going to stink after this.
I'll be sure to blow it right at you.
And I'm off the vape, bro. I'm off the Nick. I'm Nick free.
How long has it been? Exactly?
Shit. I don't know. Like, I think
a month?
I think like 5 weeks.
Congratulations.
God, it smells so good.
Tastes even better. When you go golfing with music executives and they go to a cigar bar afterwards, you buy a cigar.
Yeah, did you feel like you were like on your shit?
I was,
you know what I mean? Like, were you feeling yourself a little bit?
It was like it was an elevated like presence.
Did you kind of have to,
did
you have to check yourself a little? Like, were you like,
I felt out of place, maybe like an imposter syndrome kind of thing.
No, bro, we need you to fit in.
They start talking about real estate and like where they should be
investments,
like getting rentals. Yeah,
stocks.
We're gonna B&B this one out and then move here. And then we'll have these properties. I'm like, yeah, totally, bro. Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah, for me, I think that being in rooms with people, though, that are doing more than you is like the cheat code, bro.
Yeah. It's like playing golf with people that are better than you, almost. Just having the company around you.
Which is not the case. You're actually better than all of them, right?
Crushed them. They will not be tagged in this video, but yeah.
Nah. Shout out to those guys. I hit one of them up. I won't name names because once again we're kind of talking shit here. But I was like, yo, I heard Henry smoked your ass, and he was like, last time that ever happens. But then I think you did it again.
Definitely happened again.
Yeah,
definitely happened again. But then I played with a D1 golfer, our homie Ronnie. Shout out Ronnie Dogood.
Yeah, I love how we shout out the good golfers and we don't shout out the bad ones.
I think that totally makes sense, right? It's a compliment. Like, we'll let them know.
It should be a level playing field. We should shout out the shitty golfers and the good ones.
Nah.
In all seriousness, we haven't sat down together in quite some time. We were starting to do the One More Time show, and we kind of thought it was going to be one thing. Now we're thinking it's going to potentially be a little more freeform and a little more just what have we been up to maybe this past week type shit. Like just the conversations that we literally were having before we even sat down. So I hope that we don't get really awkward and can't have them right now.
We're struggling to figure out what to talk about, and 5 minutes into it, we're like, this is it. We're doing the show. We just didn't cut the mics on. Yeah. So it's like, let's just go fucking sit down and cut the mics on and keep it going, I guess. So.
And I don't always recommend that. Like, don't just cut the mics on.
Well,
it doesn't probably work all the time. Hopefully it works for us, though.
Who knows? It's like an artist in the studio.
I think, the latest update for us, man, shout out to the One More Time podcast because we recorded our 100th episode.
Yeah.
Like honestly, a couple weeks ago at this point. So this is a little bit after that, but it'll probably be coming out around the time that this is
century mark.
And for me, I just want to talk about like what has the experience been like for you? Like I want to get your take.
Tears of happiness and tears of sadness all mixed into one pot and then taking a shot of it, and then here we still are.
What's been the happiest part?
Definitely the people, man. The people we meet is unbelievable. Like our circles. It's funny how now we interview someone and we're like, we know all the people that they interview. We interviewed them and they're friends with them, and connecting all these dots is super dope. We could basically hit up anybody in the city at this point.
Yeah.
We have at least 1 degree, maybe 2 degrees of separation.
Yeah.
So for me, the people probably. What about you?
I would say the same thing. And that's why that's why I was excited to do it anyways. Because I like that side of the business. I'm clearly not in the creative space, meaning I don't make the music. So I think for me, it was like, how can I insert myself into music without being someone who's in the studio, who's, I tried the manager thing for a little bit, and that didn't seem like that was really getting me excited. So it was more so just, I want to have conversations with people who are doing amazing things in music because I'm just fascinated by it, man. This is an industry where obviously it's a super creative space. So I like meeting creative people, but it's also one of the spaces that almost everyone wants to be in, dreams to be in, but there's only a select group of people who can persevere through the shit, man.
Very select.
Yeah.
I feel like we talk to a lot of people that are persevering.
That have stood the test of time in this shit.
It's motivating.
It is inspiring as hell, but it's also, they call out what it takes and they're very honest about, this is not for the faint of heart, man. This is not a get rich quick scheme.
Yeah.
This is not something where you think it's going to be sunshine and fucking rainbows, man. This is one of the most you know, it's just gruesome, man. Like it's you got to work your fucking ass off knowing that there's probably a very small percentage chance that you're going to make it.
It's the cool thing.
You have to be crazy.
Everyone's trying to do it. What makes you so goddamn special?
Yeah, I mean, you almost have to be literally insane
Yeah.
to try and work in music.
Yeah, that insane belief that you're the one that out of all the 100,000 songs uploaded to Spotify every day, I'm going to listen to your song?
Yeah, but
Your song?
But if the people that do end up making it would have stopped, I think someone quoted on here that we're basically just the group of people that didn't quit.
Yeah.
All these executives that we've had on, all the artists and producers that have, you know, once again, been in this shit for 10 plus years that have actually gotten to see some success. The common theme was just, we just didn't give up when everyone else did.
What about all the people that haven't done anything and haven't quit either? They're just still out there trying.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to them.
No, for sure. So what's the sad part? You know, you said tears of sadness. What's been like the saddest part of this whole 100 weeks?
I mean, I feel like it was less than a month ago we were asking if we should even keep doing this, right?
Yeah.
Let's open up to the people here.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that, like we were just saying, this shit is not easy. So not only is the music making side and the releasing music side of music not easy, the music media, if you will, or whatever niche space we live in, right? The content creation side of music is also not easy, man. This is a fucking grind. I mean, we're posting at least daily clips, right? And we're shooting long form interviews and we're dealing with scheduling bullshit where the guest says they can come and then they can't come and then they don't hit us back for a day, whatever, right? There's just so many behind the scenes things that, you know, y'all don't see that really, they take a toll on you, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that we also...
You've gone grayer since we started, for sure.
100%. I don't know if it's the 10-month-old baby or if it's the 100 weeks
Definitely
of
both.
One More Time podcasting.
Both.
But yeah, no, I think it's also about... I'm impatient, as you know. I'm an impatient soul. So I like things to happen quickly. I get a little antsy. I get a little anxious. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that when we don't go viral overnight, or our interview doesn't do X amount of views, or, you know, posts don't do well, whatever the case may be, like, we're working our fucking ass off. And so to not see the result that I think that we should be seeing, that's probably what was contributing to
some of that stress,
and like negativity.
It's a two-edged sword, I guess, because you do have to have patience and you do have to have consistency. And like you said, the people that are winning are the people that just decided to keep going. But you have to know when something's not working, too.
I know.
And you're insane. The definition of insanity, trying the same thing over, expecting a different result.
And that's
like,
where I was at.
Where's the line?
That's where I was at.
I felt like we were at the line.
I felt like we were.
Yeah.
But then I think through talking it out with you, right? And like, you know, shout out to Henry for being my therapist sometimes with this shit.
How does the podcast make you feel?
Yeah, exactly. No, that's basically why we work together.
And then instead of quitting, we got a new set.
Yeah, spent thousands of dollars to do more interviews and more content.
I really hope this works out.
God damn it. Now I'm just scared.
Yeah.
No, but it really was talking about, it was the people, not to like go back to what.
No, it is.
I think remembering why we started it and why we do it, it's almost like, I'm not saying fuck the views, because if we're trying to grow a content business, the views matter. I'm gonna just call it what it is.
But we didn't start it for the views.
We didn't start it for the views.
It was how many people can we meet? How many people can we get in a room?
And what kind of impact can we make on the city?
Yes.
Really, I mean, we're doing this because we love Atlanta and we love music.
Yes.
And I think that being able to meet the movers and shakers, the next up artists, the dopest producers and songwriters in our city, I mean, that to me, call it a clout thing, I don't give a fuck. It's not like I care about getting invited to the parties, but I like to be able to say I interviewed this person and I got to talk about this and how they met this person and signed this deal. And
there's 100 of those people now.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It's crazy, man.
Here we are. But we're trying to do more than that also, which is the reason I guess we're sitting here right now. So, let's go ahead and just have our business meeting on video. What's the plan here? What are we doing here?
Well, I'm gonna just say this because I didn't want to forget to say this. All right. We get a lot of people, and we love this.
Oh, okay.
All right. We get a lot of people that slide into our DMs saying, yo, fuck with the podcast. How can I get an interview? And like, much love to you guys. A lot of our audience is definitely aspiring artists, aspiring producers, songwriters, music industry people, right? Like, you know, aspiring managers, whatever. It's people that want to be in the music business. So we get it. And we fuck with y'all. We love that you're wanting to be a part of our platform. That means the world to us, because without you guys watching and supporting, we really would go insane and quit probably, right?
Facts.
Yeah. So, but there's also a group of you that I just want to put this out there.
Call them out, man.
They slide into our DM saying, yo, fuck with the podcast, love your content. You know, how can I get an interview? And then I check, and they're not even fucking following the podcast page. I don't know. Like, should I be feeling like some? I don't know.
Are there podcasts that you really like that you don't follow?
I was saying this to you, and I'll repeat this for the audience. Yes, but what I'm not doing is sliding into their DM saying how much I fuck with them. I'm just fucking with them. I'm just watching the shit they put out on podcasting platforms or YouTube, and I'm listening and watching, aka contributing to their viewership. Right?
You think they are just looking at this as a platform? Maybe selfishly to find some exposure.
Absolutely.
I kind of like that, though. You think you're going to get exposure from us? Oh, thanks, guys.
No, I mean, once again, it does feel good when people reach out, like I said, because they see what we're doing and they want to be a part of it. Because it takes, you know, it takes their time and effort to come on the show. It's not like they just magically appear and they're on the show. Like, they got to drive here. They got to take time out of their day. So I respect that, and I fuck with that. But I just, for some reason, it irks me, bro, when I see that they don't even follow the page and they don't like anything or comment on anything. And
you know how hard it is to be an artist, how hard it is to break out. They're looking for any and all opportunities. They probably had a copy-pasted text message and sent it to 10 podcasts.
And that's why I hate them.
Well,
that's why I hate you guys.
But isn't that kind of a strategy, though? Isn't that something you might do? Like, we're trying to get some sponsors on the podcast. Yerba Mate, give us a call. Are you not going to be taking a similar tactic? And then they're going to see you're not following Yerba Mate? And are they supposed to feel? I'm just playing devil's advocate. I agree with you, but I like to look at all sides of the coin.
Yeah. So here's something we talk about, right? So we're in the business of long form interviews. We like to sit down with people, hour type of time length, and we like to have, pretty in-depth conversations. Do you think that our strategy should be always try and get just the biggest name, whether it's the biggest executive, biggest artist, biggest producer, biggest songwriter, or do you think there's a time and a place for getting someone who's on the come up, who's just a fucking sick personality, who's just like everyone's gonna love them no matter if they have clout as far as like how big they are?
Yeah, this has definitely been a point of discussion. Some of you poppin' ass artists aren't great on camera. And how is that? Like, how? You know what I mean? It's the too cool for school kind of thing. The executives seem to have some of the best conversations, and maybe that's why they're executives. I don't know what it is, but we can't just say, "Oh, we don't care about what you gotta." Yeah, obviously, if you have some motion, it's good. We want to interview people that have motion. We want to find out why they have motion, but it's definitely like a Venn diagram, I guess, if you will.
Yeah.
Right? There's certain things matter. And we found out that, personality maybe matters more than we thought in the beginning. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I just think that we're at a point where unless you're getting a guest that everyone fucking knows, then I would rather have someone that just I genuinely fuck with, that I think will be an interesting conversation.
What if there's a boring ass person that has gems, just the genius, smart, but like introverted, but they're dropping gems, Because then it's like, are we entertaining or are we informing? Yeah. And the boring maybe doesn't matter if you can look past that to get the gems. Or they're just saying nonsense, but they're saying it in a funny way and it's fun to watch.
Yeah. And then also, how much do you think that we should be having people on that we genuinely fuck with, like we were already tapped in, versus people that we think can get views, can get clips, can bring an audience in? Like, where do you think
how many people are there that you don't genuinely fuck with that you think can do it? Because I think there's a bit of overlap there,
You're basically saying that if we fuck with them, then odds are other people would too. Is that what you're saying?
If we fuck with them, then, you know, we think they have potential for other people to fuck with them. Kind of, yeah, I guess so.
So almost,
what I'm saying.
Almost just trusting our own like taste making
For sure.
ability.
Right.
Yeah.
It's also our audience, like, and leave a comment maybe down below. Do you guys want to be entertained or informed? Or, right? Because I think those are the two.
It's the hardest.
We go back and forth.
Yeah.
We have some guests that drop gems, and we think those make dope clips because we think they'll help people. And we have some clips that are hilarious or just like, wow, or, you know, and maybe that's cool just on a, I'm bored scrolling my social media kind of tip.
Yeah. Also, if you've made it this far in this episode, can you please, if you're watching this on YouTube or if you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, can you shoot us a fucking message or leave a comment saying what it is you fucking do? Like, are you an artist? Are you just a fan of music content? Right?
Yeah, who are you?
We're trying to understand for real, like who even our people are, right? Because that's the biggest decision, is that we want to make content, not only of course that we want to make, but we want to serve the people that it should serve.
We want to make content we want to make, and we got to figure out who the people are that align with it. Because there will be people that align with it once we
because
are
there's
sure.
options of what we want to make.
Exactly.
It's almost
and
like
there's an audience for everything.
Yeah, and it's almost like the shit that we talk about for artists, right? If an artist wants to make, you know, rock music, but then they also want to make pop music, they need to determine like what it is that's going to, you know, resonate most with a target market, and then also what it is that's going to sustain them for the longest too. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Sure.
Yeah.
I love this. It's like we should just low key record all our business meetings.
Yeah.
And that could be the podcast.
For sure. So before we wrap up, what are your goals like for us, right? Moving into the next 100, you know, when we sit down for the 200th episode week and we do one of these, right? Like what do we want to be talking about? Because you asked us of a guest that we just had on of like, if we get you on in a year, what are we going to hear from you? You know what I mean?
Well, I'm loving this. I definitely want to be putting out. I love the interviews. Don't want to ever stop the interviews, honestly, ever. But
I think we crossed that at least initial resistance.
Yeah, well,
you know?
At least for the next year. We're locked in for 2023. Every Thursday, check our YouTube. There will be an interview dropped, guaranteed. We're going to 150 probably at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to continue seeing what we guys to talk about and dropping some more content with us, man. I want to get into some live events. I would love to have some cool shit going on in the city. And just some merch drops. You know, we got to figure out a way to monetize. I'm putting you in charge of that. So
give us money, people. The set ain't gonna pay for itself.
It ain't. We got to recoup.
Yeah.
On these windows back here that were in the Missy Elliott music video windows.
Yeah, man. No, for me, I think that, you know, we talked about consistency. So I think that just holding ourselves accountable to, we've done a great job of it with the Thursday episodes, right? We have not missed a week, right? By the time this comes out, we will either be at 100 or we've already shot our 102nd at this point. We're like hella weeks ahead, it feels like at this point. So I think the consistency is what I want to see from us, right? For the next 100 weeks in a row. I don't want us to miss a damn week. I want us to be pumping out 2 drops a week at least, like one of these and one interview. I want us to be just crushing the short form. And I do think that filling out the One More Time universe, right? Like, or metaverse or whatever it is that we're going to call it.
We're going to need both.
The One More Time sphere, the One More Time sphere, right?
Sphere.
Of just what is it that we bring to the table outside of the content, right? Because I think
why should anyone give a shit?
Yeah, I think that the content is great and that's what's going to be like our core business. But I think that understanding what our people out there want to be a part of, right? Is it panels and webinars and shit, right? Do they want to, learn from people and do some more like straight educational, informative type shit?
Is it concerts?
Yeah. Is it live? Is it live shows? Is it pop-up shops with brands? Is it, whatever, right? Like there's tons of different avenues that we can go. So I think that us challenging ourselves to just better understand who it is that we're, doing this for and what it is they want to see and then delivering on that. That's what I want to see from us from the next 100 weeks.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And if you did make it this far in our humble little bullshit thrown together episode, DM me on Instagram, Henry with a 3, H3NRY with a 3. And I want to send you a gift. I'm serious.
Wow.
Anyone
Can I-
that watched this and no,
Can
you
I
don't, you don't
DM
get
you?
shit. You don't get
Okay.
shit. You were here. But if you're watching this and you came this far, I just want to show my gratitude and send you a little something.
Damn.
Love you guys.
All right, don't miss out on that. As always, y'all, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help us out a lot. It means the world to us. We just want to know that y'all are out there and rocking with the One More Time podcast because, like I said, this shit is not easy. So as much as we don't do it just for the views, it's nice to see that y'all are out there and you're fucking with us. So really does mean the world. And drop us a fucking message. Just don't DM us how much you love the podcast and you want to interview and then don't follow us.
Pop that shit like one more time. They pop that one more time. Pop that shit like one more time. They pop that one more time.